primary producer. I breed beef cattle for a living, and I have quite a very large property up in Cunningham's Gap, and I started off, I wanted a backyard cockbird. I saw Tom at our local ag show and got him home. This is a beauty, absolute ripper of a bird. I put him with my hens, didn't get any chickens. I tried him again, rang up Tom and said, "Hey Tom, this is a bit of a problem. I've got a problem here." I said, "I've just butchered your rooster." And he laughed. And he said, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, I came and put him in the fridge. He's no good." I said, "He's got one testy." And he looked at me and he said on the phone, "How do you know?" I said, "Because I opened him up." I opened him up and dressed him out. Anyway, that's how it all came about. I butcher my own beef, I butcher my lambs, I do everything. Someone checked it out, and we had a bit of a problem. And he brought over another one, and at least we started to get it. But the problem was, there's a few little skeletal problems. Like he'd walk along, and every now and again his left-hand leg would drop out. So we started to nut our heads together, and this is how this whole program started. Me with my breeding of beef cattle, and I specialise in restaurant beef. Okay, I don't do Woolworths or anything like that. I do veal and restaurant beef, feedlot on. And genetic breeding is very important in beef cattle, so I've used the genetic breeding of our beef, Australian beef, into our chooks. So poor old fella, he went in the fridge, and every time I kill a bird, I keep a record. P28, that's his number, leg band. Just like everybody has a name, he had P28. He was a cockerel. Date of birth unknown, because I didn't keep any other records. He was killed on the whatever date it was. I've got it written down as the 16th to the 7th, and it was back in 2007. He was 4 pound dressed. He had bent toes. He had knee problems. His keel was twisted. The curve was not only twisted, but curved as well. I did mark down that his foot and foot feather was quite okay. His wishbone was 2 different lengths on the wishbone side. 1 testy. And leg length was different. The leg bones were different on both sides. So we knew we had a major defect. Now, this is the problem between show birds and bloodstock. So I got really interested in this, and I'm the silent partner. I do all this background work and everything else, and occasionally I put a bird in the show. So, every time I eat a cockerel or a cockbird or a hen every single week, without fail. That's a part of our eating regime. So this is how it started off. A mate of mine said, "I got a Hamburg, would you like one?" I said, "I don't want a Hamburg, they're only a little thing." And that's how he came. When I butchered him, you've got a keel that's got a twist in it. You've got different, this is the keel bone. So this is the bone that runs underneath the bottom of the chook. Okay, got legs down there, the keel bone runs up the middle.
Breastbone.
Breastbone, okay? Now that is a Hamburg. There is an extra set of bones in there that I don't know where they ever come from. It's actually extra. Extra bones sitting inside. Extra bones. So that was my first one. Now I haven't got my original keel bone. Then we started to get quite a few. Can you see that keel bone? Little twist on it. Now a show breeder said, oh, that's because when he sits on a perch, he's sitting on his keel. What a load of twaddle. Absolute twaddle. So, further down the track, as we're starting to knock a few... Yep, you can pass all these around as you go and so you can have a look. Okay, as we're starting to go through, I come across a backbone. This little backbone here, okay, it's welded together. There is no vertebrae in it. That's a crow. Now this is how the whole thing is fused together. It's grown together. So this is, and it's also got a twist in it. So this is why the birds will walk funny. So this is why, over the time, we've had to improve. Leg bone. If you have a look at the leg bone, and I'll keep twisting it around, it's not straight. They're supposed to be perfectly straight. It's the little bone that runs down the side of the leg bone. A lot of them were welded together. They actually were welded together. So, with our record keeping, and some of these will go around and they'll have numbers on them. And I'll pass them around. Look.
It's nice, isn't it?
Looks like it's been through a ringer.
Can I have that
I
one?
guarantee. Did you people ever see that dog show movie? Not a movie, thing we had on TV about dog shows, Crocs.
Oh, yes.
And the skeletal problems they had in purebred dogs.
Yeah.
Why isn't it the same in chooks? This shows it is.
Now, okay, getting back to what we were saying before, very important little piece of information. When a person shows a chook for a show, what they actually are doing, picking out the show qualities out of the Australian standard, they're not looking at the real overall chook. So, Joe Blocks, Tom, Pete, myself, whatever, we'll pick a bird. That's a great head. We need that head. So you pick that head. And then you'll breed the next one. Oh, that one's got really clean feet, so we'll pick her with it. Unless you keep records of what's going on, you haven't got a clue. You're crossing brothers and sisters and aunties and uncles and everything else. So, the most important thing is to keep your records. Now, as Tom said, he's computer. I'm computer illiterate. I don't even know how to turn one on.
I keep these records of his egg settings and things.
I do everything in paper. Okay? No problem at all. So, as Tom said, what we do is when we single mate, okay, what we do is we write down our single mate. So, say for example now here, I'm just reading out of 2009. On the 16th to the 8th, 2009, I put sport, which was my hobby bird, 15, with a little hen, B85, which was 10. So over to Tom's computer, he put in 15/10. Okay. Now, here I've got, it's gone into the incubator, it's not under a hen. I put 5 eggs from that setting in. They're due out on the 7th or 8th of the 9th, 2009. Out of that, I got 3. Okay? 3 only. So, then I can start going through, okay, that's what actually happened there. Then, further down the line, once we're starting to grow up, so I've got all these records, all the time, going down, in the incubator, under hen, 2 eggs set, 2 eggs out, dates, everything else. Now you say, how do you know what chickens come out of your incubator? Well, what we do is we mark our chickens, food dye. I have an incubator that I've made up a little corral, just like my cattle yards at home, and I put each egg, or say I've got 3 of that in that part of the corral. Now the chickens can't hop into the next pen. So what we do is when the chicken comes out of that incubator, they get a number plate, a green bum and a blue wing, or a yellow wing, or whatever. Okay, so it goes down into, I'll pull another one out so you can see. Look, there's the blue food guide. It's on the page. Now, okay, not this year, it was the year before, 2010. Okay, I put in light blue 8, which was, and my cock bird was red Adair. Okay, now my numbers was 4 and 5. In actual fact, that was the numbers that went into Tom's computer, 4 and 5. Okay, there was 5 eggs incubated, 4 were fertilised, 4 chicks hatched. Okay, on that there was a red wing and a red bum. Gee, that's a pretty simple one. Okay, now, take out...
Which are false in this breed?
No, okay, now red wing and red bum is my food diet.
So,
Now, later on down the track when they get old enough, you put a leg band on. So you've always got that record. Now, then down there, I've got down here they were vaccinated at such and such a date. One of them died. Okay. Then their tags were blue 19, blue 20 and blue 21 with the leftover hen tags. Now they stayed with those chickens to life. Okay, now blue 21. Go back up here in the back of my book. I've got down here a chart. Okay, the date, the ID. So we go up here, light blue 39. Okay, it was a black. The cock bird, the hen. The new leg band, and then it'll have over the side here, Vicky at Mount Alfred, Mike at Cunningham's Gap. It's got down here cold because of light eye and patchy feet. So all those records, all the time. Then further down in the book, as I said, I've got my coal sheet. Yellow. I've got them in all my books, but this one particularly is probably my neatest one because some of these get pretty rough. I didn't do much schooling in my day. Then down here, see Tom's numbers, the sitting bull, green 41, 9 eggs, okay, incubated, only a couple out, dates are out. So records are the most important things that any of you could ever do if you're breeding chooks. A lot of these old guys, I got it in my mind. I know. But you spin around these days, you can't do it. Not like the old guys, there's too much information feeding in all the time. You've got to keep records. So then, further down the track, as I said, they get new numbers. So in my book it goes, these are all different ones, see? So I can go Chief, P200, so on, leg bands, colours, and then right over in the back of the book, okay. Let me find a really good one.
Has anybody got any questions?
You actually had